Good evening, YouTube. It's me, Nathan, here for a review for Pokemon Black and White with a guest here. Say hello.
Howdy.
Howdy, it's James. So, what's your view on Pokemon then, all together before?
There's a guy raging on Black Ops, right?
If you might hear random explosions from James as he gets killed again and again.
Black Ops is screwed up.
I know it is. Well, maybe we'll do that now. So, it's a brand new game. It's been out for a couple of weeks. So, and what I mean by brand new, which means it's not like it's not like a remake or a special edition of any version. It is its own game. So there's new region. I think it's Unova region or something like that. And now I've got the strategy guide here. The Unova region, and with a new region, there's new Pokemon. Bet you can't name one, can you?
No.
Yeah, can you name one?
Pikachu, Squirtle.
Pikachu and Squirtle, like, I don't know, 18 years old now.
I don't care, personally.
So, well, I have the Pokemon White version, and usually I would say that there's very little difference between the two versions, because usually, basically the only thing different is the name and the legendary Pokemon. Yet for this one, there's a Black City and the White Forest. I don't know where Nintendo got those names from. Black City and White Forest. But not the most original names ever.
Dumbass went right past me. Oh shit, where is it?
Oh yeah. So there's like, I think Diamond and Pearl had it. There's different Pokemon depending on which game you've got. Only a few, and then there's different legendary Pokemon. So, also there's all new villains. Team Plasma.
Ew.
Team Plasma. There's been Rocket, Galactic, and Plasma. I don't know where they come up with the names for it, and I'm not sure who the lead. And unlike the previous villains, they able to free Pokemon instead of using them as tools. Although, as I get further into the story, they'll probably end up having some sort of evil plan.
They want
So-
to eat them.
And because eat them. What's for dinner, Dad? I've got
Pikachu.
yeah. Anyone some Pikachu jerky? Anyone? Anyone?
I want mine on a skewer.
That's a Raichu's tail.
Oh, come on. Oh, fuck.
I'll have mine on the rocks. On Onyx. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, all new villains mean all new story, but I haven't got much into the story. And there's new gym leader, of course.
Find the corner, you bastard.
Now, there's something interesting with the first gym leader, because it depending on which starter Pokemon you chose. I chose Grass, called Snivy. I don't know why it's called Snivy.
Dumbass.
What's Snivy?
No.
Anyway, I chose Snivy, so because I chose a Grass one, the first gym leader, I have to fight a fire, because there's three. There's a water, a grass, and a fire gym leader is the first one. Depending on your starter Pokemon, that's the type you have to fight. So if you chose grass, it's fire. Water, you have to fight grass, and fire, water. Yeah, there we go. So
So basically the elements that hate each other.
yeah, basically. But if you go to an area called the Dream Yard before you go to the gym leader, you'll get you'll get a Pokemon that's strong against that's strong against the type that your starter Pokemon's weak against. It's confusing. It really is confusing. Well, and you put your head to it. Like I said, I'm not playing it there. But I've got to put my style on, haven't I?
Huh?
I've got to put my style on, haven't I?
Yeah.
Gameplay wise, though, for Pokemon, yeah, it's my Club Nintendo hat. Gameplay wise, it's not really that different. It's a Pokemon game. Pokemon games have basically been the same since Red and Blue versions on the Game Boy Color. There's new animations, like the camera moves around a bit instead of just staying in one position, but that's about it really. There's no new moves as far as I'm aware. It's all the same moves, but just different Pokemon. No new types, as I'm certain. But however, there is
Or
one.
just cat camping.
There is this one thing that has interested me. It's one of the cities. It's called Castelia City, and by the looks of it, it's one of the biggest single environments in Pokemon ever.
Let's try this.
Yes, you try that. And there's something in past games, the Pokemon Center and Pokemon shop, we'll call it, have been 2 different buildings, yet now they're all one building. It doesn't really make any difference,
for
but
God's sake.
it's easier to get from. Oh, okay. So, now, there's also something interesting, is because in some of the previous, well, I think I'm not sure if it was in the first few, but you could have double battles where 2 trainers would fight together against you, and you'd have to give 2 Pokemon. You can now do that in the wild. If you go into some really thick grass, you can rape 2 Pokemon at once with your awesome skills. You know, like like where you rape someone on COD. There's like
Rape an animal. People get done for that.
yeah, there's dogs. Oh no, attack dogs! Sarge, what are you doing? No, Sarge, put that away. Anyway. And also, instead of just finding Pokemon in grass, you can find them in... Because usually you just walk into grass and end up finding one. Yet now, there's like rustling... Like, if you look in some grass, you might see some rustling. It might be shaking a bit, which tells you... Which is like a slightly rarer Pokemon than what you'd find in ordinary grass. You can also see dust clouds in caves, rippling water in the water, and a shadow of a flying creature above you. Now, something that Nintendo brought into this game that's new is seasons. You can now have autumn, winter, summer. I had to think a minute then what the 4 seasons were. But what were they? Winter, autumn, or fall for our American viewers. Why is it called fall?
Maybe loads of people fell down.
What should I call this? Fall. So, and I don't think it makes much difference, but I've heard that like different types of Pokemon come out depending on the season, and apparently we haven't had enough time to view to like we haven't had enough time to see it change season because it hasn't been out long enough. It has been in Japan though. Been out
Japanese
like
game.
September.
Well, the one anymore.
They had the first one 2 years before we did. I lost track. So, and I mentioned Black City and White Forest earlier. I can't remember what... I haven't got to them yet, so I can't really tell you much about them. So, that's about it. But, if you get the game before April 22nd, you can catch the mythical Pokemon Victini, who looks like a Pikachu on crack. Because on the wireless, they are giving... On wireless... Nintendo are giving away the Liberty Pass, which you'll need to catch Victini, but you can only get the Liberty Pass up until April 22nd, I think it is. Yep, April 22nd. So get your copy, and that's white or black. You can get it on both versions. But overall, I would give the game.
Think hard, Nathan.
Think hard. I've got the Nintendo Club cap on. I'd probably give it, I don't know, a 10. I probably haven't. I know all the main features because basically know the main features at the beginning of the game. Oh yeah, you can battle your friends as well as usual. So basically, it's just a Pokemon game. I'll give it. The graphics are better as well than most Pokemon games. They have different angles when you go into buildings from the side. It's a Pokemon game. I'll give it 10 out of 10. It's good. It's fun. So, 10 out of 10 Pokemon. Get it before April 22nd and you can get your Liberty Pass to catch Victini. So, goodbye. Say goodbye, James.
Goodbye.